Welcome to the June Filet Crochet Square. We are making a sun. This pattern uses a lot of double crochets or blocks, and we're creating the sun shape with those spaces. I'm going to work you up through row 11, and after that, all of these rows 12 through 20 will repeat what we've already done. As always, I will put up a picture of the graph at the end of this video so you can take a screenshot and reference that as you're crocheting this sun square. For this project, as usual, I have picked a 4-weight acrylic, 100% acrylic yarn. I've got this yellow color for this month and a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook to start. We're going to put a slip knot on our hook, and you want to chain 48. Once you have your 48 chains, we're going to work a double crochet back into the 4th chain away from the hook. So you count back 1, 2, 3 into the 4th chain, you work a double crochet. And you're going to work a double crochet back into each chain all the way down your foundation chain. So at the end of row 1, you should have 46 total stitches. Looking at the graph, row 1, reading right to left, it's all shaded in, all double crochets. After row 1, you should have 46 total stitches. For row 2, and for every even row, we read the graph left to right. So every odd row, we're reading right to left. Every even row, left to right. We have 1 block, 1 space, 11 blocks, 1 space, and 1 block. So we're always going to start with a chain 3. This counts as a double crochet. We turn our work, and that is the first stitch of row number 2. We need a block, and a block consists of 4 total stitches, which are all double crochet. There's our first one, so I'm going to work a double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And that will create block number 1. Next we have a space, and a space consists of 4 stitches, a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet. So this last double crochet that we did for that first block counts as the first double crochet of our next square, which happens to be a space. So there's my double crochet for the space. I'm now going to chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and double crochet into the next, and that gives me my space. So there are the first 2 squares on our graph. We've got a block and a space. Now I need to work 11 total blocks, which is going to be a double crochet into the next 33 stitches. After you've worked a double crochet over the next 33, we are at the end of row 2. We have another space and another block. So after your 33 double crochets, you should have 6 total stitches left. We're going to work a space. So we're going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next, and that's our space. We now have 3 stitches at the end. That turning chain will always count as a double crochet in a stitch. So we want to work a double crochet into the last 3 stitches, and that will complete that end block. So always work in that turning chain for your last double crochet in your last stitch, and that is row number 2. For row 3, we're reading right to left now. All of the squares are shaded in, which means this row is just double crochets. We're going to start with a chain 3, turn, that counts as your first double crochet of the row. So just work a double crochet into each stitch all the way back, and you should have 46 total stitches at the end of row 3. When you come up to the spaces, make sure that you're working into the chains and not around them for your 2 double crochets into those chains, and that will just give it a more sturdy look and feel instead of working into the space. And then just continue working a double crochet into each stitch all the way across for row 3. For rows 4 and 5, this is going to be the same for both rows. We're going to start with a chain 3. Every row always starts with a chain 3, turn. For row 4 and 5, we start with a chain 3, turn. That counts as our double crochet. We need 7 blocks, 1 space, ending with 7 more blocks. So we need a double crochet in the next 21 stitches, and then we will work our space. I've worked a double crochet over those 21 stitches. We need a space. We're going to chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet into the next. That creates our space. And now we work a double crochet over the next 21, and it should take you all the way back to the turning chain. That last double crochet does go into that turning chain. So I'm going to work the end of row 4 and repeat this for row 5, and I will meet you back here to go through row 6. I've worked rows 4 and 5. You can see for row 5 I worked that space right over the space from row 4 because these 2 rows are exactly the same. We are on row 6, so we're reading the graph left to right. We have 2 blocks, 1 space, 4 blocks, 1 space, 4 blocks, 1 space, ending with 2 blocks. We're going to chain 3, turn. We're going to work a double crochet into the next 6 stitches, and that will give us our 2 blocks to start. We now need a space, so I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet into the next. We need 4 blocks, so I'm going to double crochet over the next 12 stitches. After those 12 double crochets, you should be lined up right over your previous spaces, and we're going to work a space. So chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next, and we've worked our space. I'm going to work a double crochet over the next 12 for our next 4 blocks. We're now at our last space of this row. I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet into that next stitch for my space. You should have 6 stitches left, counting that turning chain. You want to work a double crochet into each of those 6 for your 2 end blocks. That is row 6. For row 7, we're reading right to left. We need 3 blocks, 1 space, 7 blocks, 1 space, ending with 3 blocks. I'm going to chain 3, turn. I'm going to work a double crochet over the next 9 stitches. We're going to work a space, so I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next, and now we need 7 total blocks, so I'm going to work a double crochet over the next 21 stitches. After working a double crochet over the next 21, we need a space. I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, work a double crochet in the next. You should now have 9 total stitches, and we're just working a double crochet into each of those 9 stitches. For row 8, we are reading the graph left to right. We need 4 blocks, 1 space, 2 blocks, 1 space, 2 blocks, 1 space, ending with 4 blocks. So as always, chain 3 and turn to start every row. I'm going to work a double crochet into the next 12 stitches, and that will give me my 4 blocks. After working 12 double crochets, we need a space. So I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next. I need 2 blocks, so I'm going to work a double crochet in the next 6. I need a space. I'm going to work chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next. 2 blocks, so a double crochet in the next 6. We now need a space, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next, and we're ending with 4 blocks. You should have 12 total stitches. Remember, in the space you count those 2 chains, so including those 2 chains and all of these stitches back to the turning chain, you should have 12. That will equal our 4 blocks, so just work a double crochet into each stitch all the way back. You should have 12 total stitches at the end and 46 total stitches for each row. And that is row 8. You can see we're starting to get those sun flares, working those spaces. Let's take a look at row 9. For row 9, we're going to work 6 blocks, 3 spaces, and 6 blocks. So we're reading right to left. It's an odd row. We're going to start with a chain 3, turn. For our 6 blocks, we're going to work a double crochet over the next 18 stitches. We now need 3 spaces, so we're going to work a chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next 3 times. There's space 1. We're going to do that again. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet into the next. It's our second space. Let's do that one more time. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next for space number 3. We now end with 6 total blocks, which is going to be a double crochet into each stitch all the way back. You should have 18 stitches to work into, so just work a double crochet into each of those remaining stitches, and that will complete row 9. For row 10, we're going to start with a chain 3 and turn. And looking at the graph, we are now reading left to right. Row 10 says that we need 5 blocks, 5 spaces, and then 5 blocks. So we're going to work our 5 blocks, and we're going to work a double crochet into the next 15 stitches. We now need our 5 spaces. So we're going to work a chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next 5 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. And now you should have 15 stitches at the end. We are just working a double crochet into each of those stitches. And once you get to the end, that will complete row 10. For row 11, this is the last row that I'm going to work with you on camera. After row 11, each of the next 9 rows are rows that we've already done down here. For row 11, we need 1 block, 2 spaces, 1 block, 7 spaces, 1 block, 2 spaces, ending with 1 block. And we are reading the graph right to left for row 11. Start with a chain 3, turn, and we're going to work a double crochet into the next 3 stitches for our first block. We need 2 spaces, so I'm going to chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next twice. So there's my first space. Do that one more time. Chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next, and that is space number 2. We now need a block, so we're going to work a double crochet in the next 3. And now we need 7 total spaces. So we're going to work the chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next a total of 7 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We now need a block, so work a double crochet into the next 3. Two spaces, so chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next twice. So that's once, do that again, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next, that's twice. You should have 3 stitches left. We're going to work a double crochet into each of those last 3 stitches. And that completes row 11. So we've got the bottom part of our sun all done. I'm going to go ahead and put the graph up so you can see it. Row 12 will repeat row 10. For row 13, you need to repeat row 9. Row 14, repeat row 8. Row 15, repeat row 7. Row 16, repeat row 6. Row 17, repeat row 4. Row 18, repeat row 4, row 19, repeat row 2, and for row 20, it's all shaded in. We're just going to work all double crochets. It's going to be just like we did for row 1 or row 4. So I'm going to go ahead, work the second half of my square, and I will be right back. And now we have a sun square for our 2024 crochet along calendar blanket. This was a really fun square. I hope you enjoyed this one. And until next time, happy crocheting everyone. Bye!